This is episode 297 of How About That Cigar, recorded live at the Corona Cigar Studio. On this episode, we talk to Zack from HDA Cigars about the new Phantom Fury and much more. Please take a minute to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. Now on with the show.
Corona Cigar Company is your one-stop shop for all your cigar needs. Whether that's a brand new humidor, a box of those new cigars you've been waiting for, a top-of-the-line cutter or lighter, a place to enjoy the finest cigars and spirits with friends, or the only cigars grown right here in the Sunshine State, we've got you covered. Come visit one of our retail locations for the ultimate cigar experience. Visit us online at coronacigar.com.
How about that cigar?
Well, how about that cigar? And welcome back.
Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at How About That Cigar Live. Welcome to the Corona Cigar Studios for episode 297 of How About That Cigar Live.
Getting so close. Hold on.
So close.
Hold on. Let me take my glasses off.
Uh-oh.
Superman's here now. Hello, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on
Rumble.
And of course, if you're listening after the fact on the audio podcast, thanks so much for making How About That Cigar a part of your regular audio podcast rotation. If you would please take just a minute, click on all of the big, beautiful buttons, the like button, the follow button, the subscribe button, so you don't miss anything we have going on with How About That Cigar Live. And of course, join us in the comments tonight. Let us know what you're smoking. Let us know what you're drinking. And if you have any questions for a fantastic upcoming special guest, add those in as well.
Yes.
And please say hello to our fantastic, illustrious, wonderful, greatest producer in cigar media, Justy Smoke, brother.
What's going down, guys?
In cigar media. That's a big one.
Hey,
Cigar media.
I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing.
I put him top.
I agree.
Top tier. Top tier. There's Justin, and then there's everybody else.
Oh, okay.
I agree.
I see how it is.
That's kind of how I feel. That's how I feel about my co-host.
Oh, okay.
You know, but
we feel about that way with you too, Ro.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We're all one big fucking happy family.
We are all here as one.
Except for Matt. Go Pack Will. Where are you going? Are you going somewhere? Are they going somewhere?
He's packing
to the Super Bowl. we're going. That's where we're going. We're going to the. Sorry, I say we like I'm part of the organization.
You got the hat on too.
I got the hat on, but it's not like I'm part of the organization.
I think you'll get back to the Super Bowl when the Jets do.
Wow.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Okay. All right. Those are.
But you know who's not going to be going to the championship series this year? Them fucking Yankees. Excuse my language.
Oh, yeah.
But they are really pissing me off.
Yeah, the Yankees.
Who needs to be fired?
Last time we had a show, well, like just a few weeks ago, the Yankees were in first. And then last week or 2 weeks ago, we had a show and the Yankees were in
first place
second.
For the wild card.
Well, yeah. But now the Yankees are in third in their division.
And they're second in wild.
And guess who had, speaking of baseball, guess who had a fucking, again, I'm not holding.
A holy meltdown?
I'm not holding back on the language with it. Guess who had a fucking fire sale? The Twins.
Yeah.
They got rid of everybody.
40% of their team they got rid of. How do you get rid of 40% of your team?
We got rid of Carlos Correa.
Yeah.
We got rid of Johan Duran. We got rid of Bader.
It's easier to say who we kept.
Yeah. And
maybe they got a chance now.
Obviously, they've given up. But here's the other phrase. So I'm not a season ticket holder, but I know people who are. And the email that they sent to the season ticket holders for Minnesota Twins season ticket holders said, "We are committed to winning a World Series title." And you can say that it's like all talk and no action.
Yeah, for sure.
Because this is not a rebuilding move. This is literally a fire sale because, and this is the problem I have with it, they've been shopping around trying to find a buyer for the team.
Yep.
They're trying to sell the Minnesota Twins. So they're trying to clean house so they get everything, all the payroll numbers and all the numbers down to as cheap as they possibly can to make the sale more attractive to a potential buyer.
Because I guess the taxes on the team go off your salary.
A lot of it's based on payroll. So the lower
but
they
who
can get the
wants-
payroll, the lower they can get the taxes.
So if you come and buy the team, yes, you're getting it for cheaper, maybe,
Yeah.
or more desirable, but then you have 2-3 years to have to rebuild it. I guess if you want a team after your own image, you can do that. But holy shit!
Well, Twins have been rebuilding for 32 years. 34 years.
It's
Sorry,
91.
Twins have been rebuilding for 34 years.
So yes,
what are you gonna do?
baseball is frustrating.
I agree. We could definitely use a cool painting or something.
Yeah. Well, now that you got a little extra time, you can make us one.
Yeah, I mean, if we're open to,
He knows what
send
I'm
us
talking
something. We'll throw it up there.
about. I see him every
As long as it's not like
A big dildo.
yeah, I mean, if it's like
no
if
dildos.
it's
Okay.
directly sexually objectifying, we probably can't put it up there.
What if
But
it's like
So-
not like sticking out all the way, but like just like the
Make it
chubby-
look like a scar at least.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
There you go.
There you
So
go.
There you
Mike,
go.
I see him every other day almost now.
Okay.
So start painting, motherfucker. Come on, brother. Let's go. Start painting. We'll take a how about that cigar
It could be-
painting. We'll
it could
take
be anything. Anything as long as
We'll take a little dog.
as long as it's safe for you. Oh, I
You
have
wanna-
time.
You want to paint us a little black dog? Inside joke. I'll talk
Oh,
about that later.
okay. We'll hear about that later.
So let's.
yeah,
but the links are doing good.
I don't follow WNBA,
me either.
so
I was trying to be positive.
yeah, I don't follow WNBA. Football's underway, and preseason starts
This weekend.
this weekend. Preseason
This
starts this weekend. So we'll see how it goes. I know the Vikings this year start out the regular season in the primetime game, the Sunday night game against the.
I don't know, but so listen to this.
Oh, the
Listen-
Cowboys.
listen to
Isn't it
this.
I think it's the Cowboys.
Listen to this scenario. So the offenses have been really hard time playing against the first offense playing against the first defense. So
Yeah.
is it, which I think would make the offense better, right? But is it the defense that good or is the offense that bad?
Time will tell. It all depends. And preseason, you can't measure much off of.
Yeah,
You got to wait until those first, few weeks of the regular season to see what the actual team chemistry is really like, because they're always mixing it up in preseason. You never know who's going to play and for how long. So
It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to
That
get.
is
It's
exactly
like a
right.
box of chocolate.
all right, yeah, that's it for sports talk. It's depressing. Let's not do that. Let's talk about this week's Spirit of Mystery, brought to us by Postania Cigars. Do you find yourself unsatisfied with the top 10 list from How About That Cigar? Are you wondering how cigars from Postania didn't make the HBTC list, but found their way onto other lists? Well, fortunately, you can be reminded every week with this Postania Cigars advertisement. Postania Cigars, the #1 unranked cigar in the industry. So, once again, this week, it is a 1 ounce pour, because this is from
samplers.
Secret sampler that Raul has been gradually giving me and they just send them in 1 ounce pours. So sadly, I finish this halfway through the show and then I just pour something else. So let's give this one a little sample.
A little sippy sip.
Smells classic, a little more funky on this one than the others from this sampler.
Thanks, Kelly. It's the Vikings Bears Monday night.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Oh, Matt got it up there too. I can't read.
Okay, this one is
Fabulous. It's outstanding. It's nothing
It,
like you've
it
ever
seems
tasted
like this
before.
one might be just a touch higher proof, not a lot, but a little bit. And yeah, the funk there makes it onto the palate too. It's not just the aroma. So it's got a little more funkiness to it. I don't know if you can see it on the glass, but it's got
Viscosity.
she's got legs. We'll probably get a copyright strike for me singing that 0.8 seconds of
Whatever song
ZZ
that was.
ZZ
Yeah,
Top.
whatever that song was. You say that now.
But it's got legs. It's got viscosity, which you guys know I like in whiskey.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's got nice flavor to it, a little bit of funk, a little bit of sweetness. So I dig it. And we will find out what this is later on in the show. So let's get our special guest on to How About That Cigar Live without further delay. And on How About That Cigar, special guests are always brought to us by Drew Estate. And Drew Estate is once again rewriting cigar rules with the launch of its latest Freestyle Live event pack, including a brand new mystery cigar that is 100% unapologetically Nicaraguan. With an MSRP of $40.75, this FSL pack includes 3 premium mystery cigars, a custom 40-ounce branded tumbler, available in limited quantities. The Freestyle Live event packs will land at select premium cigar retailers nationwide. For more information, please visit drewestate.com.
I have, before we get our guests on here, I have an idea, or I have a feeling that I know what that cigar is.
Okay. Have you tried it yet?
It's going to be a new Herrera Esteli, I think.
Oh, you think so?
Yep.
It's always kind of fun to guess,
Maybe
you know,
more higher end,
what it might be.
less swag.
That swag is one of the best swags.
I know, it's a good
That's
one.
pretty
Yeah.
fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always kind of fun, though, to guess, see what the next, what that FSL cigar is going to be.
All right, let's get Zach in here. He looks bored.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and help us out. And welcome to episode 297 of How About That Cigar Live from HDA Cigars. Zach, welcome back to the show, brother.
What's going on, guys? I had to turn my hat around because we were talking baseball, we were talking football.
Is that a professional team?
Yeah, hey, man.
Oh,
I have
wow.
a better record than the Yankees.
Not
That's
wrong.
for sure.
He's not wrong.
We have more championships. So we have this beautiful thing that matches his shirt.
No, we'll talk about the
No.
cigar in a minute. Why do Yankees fans always go back to 27 championships? Why do
Hello,
they-
you're a Packer fan. Hello, Potts. I am Ziketo.
What, when do I ever? Okay, yeah, I bring that
All
up
right.
a lot, actually.
Hi, Zach. How you doing?
Hi, Zach.
Hey, man, I'm here for it,
We
baby.
talk about Vikings. He goes straight to how many championships Green Bay has.
So
Yeah.
what did the Cubs do at the? Did the Cubs make any? Did they make any major moves at the trade deadline? No.
Man. So the Cubs going into the trade deadline had one of the top 2 or 3 best records in baseball. Going into the deadline, I think they were within a game, either up or like down of the Brewers in the Central, and like the Cubs and Brewers right now have the 2 best records in all of baseball, and unfortunately they're in the same division. I saw somebody on there earlier say something about the Brewers, so I'm not a big Brewers fan at the moment. And so the Cubs, they did this with their number 1 starter, Justin Steele, injured 2 weeks into the season, 3 weeks into the season, out for the rest of the season. Imanaga, the number 2 starter, was on the shelf for a month and a half, 2 months, and they're still able to get as far as they did. There was a glaring hole that they needed like a number 2 or a number 3 starter, and then they needed like an anchor in the bullpen, like a closer preferably. And they went out and they went cheap. They didn't trade any of the depth that they had in the farm system, and they decided to just. I mean, like, this is the year that they're poised to really like run deep, because they have so many guys on young contracts that they haven't had to pay yet. They have guys that are on team friendly deals. This is the year that they really needed to go in hard. And I was hoping that they were going to do similar to what they did in 2016 when they traded for Aroldis Chapman, and they traded for some of these guys at the deadline that really kind of gave them the extra little oomph.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's just the pitching is going to be the downfall for this club this year. That's my prediction. They're going to get into October, and then there's going to be a high leverage situation. They're going to call in whoever from the bullpen, and it's going to be their Achilles heel, and they're going to have nobody to blame but themselves. Much like you were talking about the Twins ownership, cheap assholes, and like the Ricketts. Brutal. Yeah, the Ricketts are doing the exact same thing in Chicago. They're not a team. They're not there for the fans. They're in it for the money. And it's become more increasingly obvious. And last thing before
please go after
you change the subject. The thing that really pissed me off is I think the day before or 2 days before the deadline, they extended the contract for the GM. And I was like, dude, like, at least like see what he's going to do at the deadline before you extend this asshole. And they turned around and extended him, and then he goes into the deadline and does nothing.
Yeah.
Well, your 2 teams don't want to spend money. My team's spending money in their shit. So
Well, I think there's a possibility because you mentioned this, I think, a few weeks ago, and I disagreed, but now I agree with you.
Fire fucking Boone.
I think by the end of the season, Boone's not going to have a job, and Baldelli won't have a job either. So I think we're both losing our managers, either after the end of the season or before.
You know, I heard you say that. I heard you say fire Boone. And I'll tell you, as an outsider, I like Boone. Like, I feel like he's like a player's coach, right? Like, obviously, I'm a Cubs fan, so like, you know, I have no like affinity to the Yankees, but I like him. He seems like he's like a dude that like defends his guys. And I don't know, man. I will say that team's got insane amounts of talent, and they have for a couple of years.
Yeah,
and you would just expect a little bit more out of it.
Well, and Baldelli, I don't think Baldelli is the problem, but unfortunately, he's in a position in an organization where somebody's gonna lose their head, and he's gonna be the sacrificial lamb because they're not gonna fire the GM. They're not gonna make any other changes except having a fire sale and losing the whole freaking team. So Baldelli's gonna be the example, the scapegoat that they'll use.
So you're saying that Boone shouldn't get fired because he's a player's coach? Yeah. I don't think that's what we need right now. I think we need a hard ass manager to come in and say, "Listen, you prima donnas, you got to start fucking playing some ball and pay for, work for what you're getting paid for." That's what I think we need.
There aren't many managers left like that anymore.
Yeah, I think Boone. I don't mind him. I thought he was a great player with us. But I think their talent on that team needs a kick in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was disappointed in the Twins, man. I mean, you guys are 1 year removed from a very, very good damn team.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's one of those that I feel like there's a lot of teams that are really quick to, at the deadline, it seems like a lot of teams take a very polarizing view at the deadline. Either I'm just fire sale or I'm acquiring everything. Very few teams like kind of hold that line like in the middle, right? Like if you have a team that's say younger, they have, players that aren't on like deep into like contract periods, and they're a team that's like right around that 500 mark. I mean, the deadline didn't used to be like one, like freaking the Mariners. They went out and acquired everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy shit. Like that's pretty cool. But I mean, it depletes your farm system. But for a team that's getting ready to sell, bulking up your farm system, getting rid of your guaranteed contracts, it is pretty appealing. So I can understand it from that perspective. And everything that I've heard about the Twins ownership, I forget that family name.
The Pohlads.
So, okay. So I've heard that the fans hate the Pohlads and that they hate the fans. Like I've heard stories about them, like just literally doing it for money, like owning the team for money, not caring about the game whatsoever.
Yeah. And it was a long time ago that family took ownership of the team. So even if they sell at a discount because the team's not performing well, they're still their ROI is insane.
Oh, sure. And they have a relatively new stadium too.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful stadium.
2011, I think, or maybe it was
really, I thought it was even newer than that.
Maybe it was 2016. Man, I don't remember.
I've heard it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, Target Field's incredible. You ever get a chance to come to Minneapolis, we'll take you to a game. It's a great place.
But can we all admit it's going to be hard to beat the Dodgers? Whether if you're in the National League or the American, it's going to be hard to beat them. Unless Shohei's hurt. Yeah. I mean, that team is solid from.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't disagree with you. I hate the Brewers, but they're a really good squad too, man. That Brewers team isn't not going to be a joke. And it's a real shame that either the Cubs or the Brewers are going to have to be a wild card because they both deserve to not have to play in the first round, in my opinion, so far. Yeah. And if the Padres bought a lot at the deadline, if the Padres end up putting that squad together, they can be real scary too.
Yeah.
So
really,
I think the National League is tough this year.
Mm-hmm.
Tough this year. But
yeah. All right. It's a cigar show. We're definitely gonna and
oh, you mean we're talking about sports still or what?
Well,
It's
like
I never
called
get an
baseball.
opportunity
It's
to
this
talk
little
sports,
white
I
ball
will.
you throw, and they hit him with a wooden stick.
Cricket.
Something like that.
it's
American cricket.
Got it.
Kind of like American football.
Well, Matt Brugger says Brewers put up 53 hits in the 3 games this weekend. So there you go.
yeah, they're crazy. The Brewers are insanely good
But
right
Matt's
now.
a homer.
No.
They still can't sell at their stadium.
That's a shame.
Very few MLB teams can though. There's only like 6 or 7 that consistently have like what is it 75%
So you're
sold or
saying
more.
nobody watches baseball?
A lot of people watch baseball.
Okay.
There's like
He's
a
like, whoa.
1,000 games a year.
Zach's gonna
though.
jump through the screen at me over here.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 games a year. So
Okay, gotcha.
you know.
Yeah, it's a cigar show. This is hi everybody. This is how about that cigar, and we have Zack from HDA Cigars. Sorry about the extended sports talk, but
Well, I mean, he's got those sports things in the background.
sometimes we gotta get into it.
Yeah.
But like Rule said before we jumped into baseball talk, we're smoking this incredible new release from HDA Cigars.
Oh, look at that! It's like you can't see it.
Oh yeah,
Because of the green.
That's
That's awesome.
green.
There you go.
Let me
Yeah.
make that bigger for you.
So talk to us a little bit. Zach, talk to us a little bit about the Phantom Fury, which is this very cool new. And I don't want to say it wrong because you said it's not a limited. So I want you to kind of talk about the way it was released and potential for the future, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So Phantom Fury was the first non-core line edition that Andre and I put out it with HDA. So, we started in 2024 was when we first released our cigars. We formed the company in 2022. First release of our cigars came in 2024, and that was our 3 core line cigars: Veiled Mutiny, Descending Shadows, and Cataclysm. Phantom Fury was our first cigar that we released that was not a part of our core line. We didn't really want to call it a limited edition. We kind of referred to it more as a short run because A, we only produced 6,000 of them, so it was relatively small. And B, we kind of wanted the ability to dust it off and use it again in the future if, should we decide that it was the right time. So kind of we sold out to all of our retailers before the cigars even landed in the country. Wow. I was genuinely, it was pretty wild. I lost a decent amount of sleep thinking that there was a chance that I had oversold and was like really, truly worried. Fortunately, everything ended up working out and we ended up having exactly 2 boxes left over. Dre and I were each going to be taking like 5 boxes for ourselves. That didn't happen. We ended up giving them up so that way they could go out to retailers. So it was a really fun project. And it was something we spent a while on, and the reception was fantastic. We were excited to do something a little bit different, and we were excited that everybody really enjoyed the cigar. And so maybe in the future it might end up, we might dust it off and make a few more, but there's no immediate plans to do that anytime soon.
Yeah. So walk us. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So I was lucky enough to be a part of OGT Society, and I got a 5-pack of this when it first got released, and I was gonna bring some to share with these guys, but we missed a couple shows, and it was 2 weeks, and I smoked them all. They're phenomenal. Can you tell us a little bit quick about your relationship with Oak Glen Tobacconist?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oak Glen Tobacconist, OGTC. Eric over at Oak Glen has been just awesome for the company. He found us, I think, actually, now that you mention it, I think he actually found us through your podcast when we appeared on the podcast back in September. I I don't want to misspeak, but I'm about 90% sure.
No, we're just going to go with
we're
that.
going to go with that. We like that.
So we'll say he found us. I'm almost certain he found us through you guys. So it's a nice little circular relationship there. So I was on your show back in September, I believe. And he reached out shortly after that show and reached out and we ended up talking for a little bit. I sent him some samples and he ended up bringing us in and introducing us to the OGT family. And it was great. And so when the time came to do a short run, he was really excited to introduce us with the Cigar of the Month. What does he call it? What is the Cigar Society? Yeah. So he introduced us into the Cigar Society Cigar of the Month. And it was a big enabler for us to do Phantom Fury because he was able to place a pretty large order and it allowed us to actually do this project. It was a nice anchor order for us. Him and his wife have been absolutely phenomenal for us. They just recently, I don't know if you know this, but they just recently moved from the West Coast. Yeah. So they're out in North Carolina now. So he's only a few hours away from Andre and I.
Nice.
So we'll have to definitely get out and see him. But yeah, they've been amazing. He's great people to talk to and knows a lot about cigars and he does a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah. Very knowledgeable cat. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah.
So for the Phantom Fury, having it be a short run, when you looked at the core line stuff that you already had out there, and then you looked at putting together a new project, was it all kind of based on availability of tobacco, from the people that you work with, factory partners, and what were the first couple, those first few samples when you were working on it, kind of the flavor and aroma profiles or the just kind of the overall vibe you got from that blend that you knew was going to set it apart from the core line stuff?
Yeah. So the factory that we work with, I can't remember if we discussed this in depth last time when we were on, but the factory that we work with is the Oveja Negra factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. So they are the owners of the Oveja Negra factory are the same owners of Black Label and Black Works, James and Angela Brown. Yeah,
we might have heard
this is more for everybody's FYI. Yeah. So we have a very great relationship in that they give Andre and I the freedom to do our own blending. We own 100% of our company. We own all the distribution. We do everything ourselves. We rely on them for the tobacco sourcing. We rely on them for a little bit of mentorship here and there. And then we rely on them for the construction that factory is like super well known for.
Oh yeah.
And so it was a no-brainer for us when it came time to reach out to a factory. They were the very first factory we reached out to. We saw it as a Hail Mary and it ended up going really well. So no, it's been awesome working with them. And so when we did this project, we knew we wanted to do something a little bit different. We knew we wanted to do something utilizing, like you said, tobacco that we might not be able to introduce into our core line because of that availability. We knew, like, for instance, the wrapper on this cigar is an Indonesian Sumatra wrapper. It's a Sumatra from Indonesia. And with that wrapper, the availability on a regular basis was not something that we felt super comfortable introducing into our core line. And so we felt like a project like Phantom Fury for a short run would be a great opportunity for us to play with that tobacco. And so, yeah, I mean, the filler tobacco it's 100% Nicaraguan filler. So we use a little bit of Esteli, a little bit of Jalapa, and a little bit of Ometepe in that cigar. But it is a Sumatra wrapper. And so, yeah, with our core line, we're a lot more Our core line, we want to make sure that the tobacco, whether it's wrapper or filler that we use, is readily available. And so with the short run, if we only rolled 6,000 of these, we knew we could play with something maybe a little bit more scarce. We ended up, it was one of 5 or 6 samples that Andre and I ordered. And so we had, from the first time we went down to Nicaragua, we had done a lot of blending. We improve upon that every time. And so we kind of play throughout the year. And so we had an idea of where we thought we were going to be taking the short run. So we ended up ordering, like I said, 5 or 6 samples, and Phantom Fury, the Sumatra, ended up being one of them. And to be honest with you, I don't think either of us really thought that was going to end up being what it is. So we ended up smoking through the samples, and some of them we really, really liked, but we kind of, it's hard to contextualize, but we wanted what we were doing to be different. We really wanted it to be just like a very different flavor profile. Obviously it's a different size. We wanted it to really be a different flavor profile than what we have in our core line. And as soon as we smoked Phantom Fury, it was the blend. I mean, the blend for us, it immediately spoke to both of us. It was exactly what we were looking for a short run. And I mean, we were stoked. We ended up, my only regret is I wish we had more samples to give out to more people. But we only had a few people that we could give those samples out to. And we gave them our favorite 2, the 2 that were actually in consideration. And it was 100% unanimous that Phantom Fury, the Sumatra, was the favorite. So it was really exciting that it was a very clear winner. And we're pretty stoked about it.
So when you go back to those 2 and you pick Phantom Fury, that number 2, can we see that in the future? You do a little more tweaks. Is it going to be enough? Is there enough to do a short run with that, or is it going to be another core?
No, so we have I'll tell you right off the bat, there was 2 that we were like, no, this is not good. Like, it just, the blend in theory would have been nice. We ended up kind of tweaking it a little bit from the last time we were down in Nicaragua. This was back at the beginning of the year. We've now since gone back again. But at the time, it was kind of like relying on some of the blends that we had put together a while ago, and we tweaked it a little bit. And by the time we got the samples, we smoked it, and it just was, it was not what we were looking for. So those, we'll probably never see those again. We had 2 more that we were intrigued with, but didn't quite hit the mark. So yeah, the answer is that Andre and I are currently tweaking a couple different blends. And we are kind of figuring out what it is that we're going to do with them. So we actually reached out to our factory very recently. They're working on a few samples for us. And we're going to kind of figure out exactly, we're going to make sure we get the blend right first, and then we're going to figure out what we want to do with it. Probably looking at introducing a new blend early, I would say about the same time, that May-June timeframe next year. So it's still a little ways away. But we do have a new addition to our core line coming.
Nice.
So this is something that we've already announced relatively recently. So our core line, like I said, is Cataclysm, Veiled Mutiny, and Descending Shadows, currently offered in a 6x54. We are going to be introducing all 3 of those blends in a 5x48 Robusto as well. So our core line is going to be doubling in size and going from 3 blends in 1 size to 3 blends in 2 sizes. So we're really excited about introducing that here this fall. We've had a lot of people really, I guess, request a smaller Vitola. And so
I like it.
So I got 2 things to say. One, that size is what we like. It's the smaller ring gauge is freaking beautiful, and I'm happy to hear that you're going to do that. I forgot my second question.
All right. Good
Great
job.
interview. A great interview.
No,
So it's the same size as our Phantom Fury too.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason that we wanted to try out Phantom Fury in that size. Is we kind of did it as what was the reception, and a lot of people loved the size, so it was pretty easy for us to say, yep, it's a nice linear transition into like an additional core line size.
And your core line's still doing great.
Yeah, I mean, core line's been going fantastic, man. Yeah, we I think since the last time I talked to you guys, we've placed 2 or 3 more orders from the factory. Like I said, we have a new order coming here soon, and we were at PCA this year, which we're really, really stoked to be able to set up a booth at PCA. Met a lot of really great people, opened up a lot of new accounts, brought a lot of people into the HDA family.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gone really well. Core line's doing fantastic. The reception has just been phenomenal.
How many shops are you in now?
I think we're in about 80 retailers nationwide right now.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The cigars landed in the country April 2nd, 2024. So that's 16 months or so, 16, 17 months. Yeah. We're very excited. It's been phenomenal.
Well, one of the things, because it's been not quite a year, since we had you on the show, and even just the this venture, this brand, this company, HDA Cigars, is still a newer company in the world of premium cigars. You're still finding your way, and that's a good thing that you're a little baby, just a little baby, but you're figuring it out. And that's one of the, for me, I know that, sometimes challenges come along, and I actually enjoy that part of it, when obstacles or challenges or whatever come along. But I'm curious for you that, and both of you guys as part of the HDA team, that how do you deal with life lessons that kind of get hit with along the way, and business lessons and that kind of thing as you're developing this new company and this new brand? And how do you know which of those lessons to learn from, and how to keep that information in kind of your mental notes going forward, and saying, oh, I can use this life lesson from whatever it was 6 months ago to say, oh no, we need to shift on this thing that we're about to do because of what we learned back then. How are you incorporating that into this new brand?
Yeah, I mean, no, you're 100% right. Owning a business, it's like a daily lesson, if not multiple times a day. You're learning new lessons, and the idea is that hopefully the lessons are going to get less and less expensive, right? Like, it's going to be less and less expensive and less time consuming. I'll say that Andre and I balance each other out extremely well, in that he has saved me from making mistakes, and I've saved him from making mistakes. I'm kind of the dreamer. I'm the one that's always like looking ahead. This is what I want to do. This is how we get there. And he's the one that's really keeping me grounded. So we balance each other out really, really well. We've also the reality is that, we're learning a lot of lessons that maybe other people have learned much earlier in their career, simply because of the fact that we don't come from the cigar industry, right? Like Andre and I are outsiders of the cigar industry. We approach this like a consumer, because up until we started HDA, we were consumers. We did not come from working in a cigar lounge. We didn't rep for a brand. We didn't start another brand. We were 100% outsiders. So we're learning a lot of lessons that maybe others have known for years, which is fine. And it presents its own challenges. But Andre and I have a lot of outside of experience in our other lives and in the years prior that have helped us avoid maybe some pitfalls that others in the industry have fallen into. So, I work in business in my day job, and Andre has been able to apply a lot of the work that he does currently to HDA. So yeah, I mean, just taking the mindset of when something happens, man, this really sucks, but here's how I'm going to change in the future. Really try and just keep ourselves organized. And the other part too is the reality of the situation is the biggest thing that helps Andre and I, without a shadow of a doubt, is our wives. Our wives are like probably the biggest sounding board, the biggest thing that keeps us grounded. And when Andre and I maybe have like the greatest idea and we're getting ready to run with it, it's always them that's like, does that really make sense? And so, so just a lot of people in our lives that we rely on as well, but just accepting the fact that you're going to make mistakes. Just try and make it as inexpensive and not as time consuming as possible.
Yeah. I say bravo to that and echo that that my wife, same way. She knocks me upside the head when I need it. And she gives good advice when I need it. And even good advice when I feel like I don't need it. She'll give it anyway. And it always
makes sense.
It always makes sense. And it always it's that difference maker. You're totally right.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Right.
No doubt. I mean, and I'll say it's nice too, because, even in the short time that we've been, we've had HDA, you kind of start really thinking like the industry. You start surrounding yourself by everybody in the industry. So it's really easy to become absorbed in the industry and start thinking like everybody else. So my wife and his wife are oftentimes that outside opinion, and you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's a great way of looking at it. So they're able to inject a little bit of almost like unbiased feedback too.
Oh yeah. And also mentioned them already, but the Oveja Negra factory, James and Angela and everybody really at that factory, they've got to be among some of the best people you could hope for as mentors, and how do they approach I'm curious, as a newer brand that's having, your cigars developed at their factory, how do they advise you when it comes to kind of the very beginning of a blend concept? You've got do you start with the concept of the name of the cigar and the meaning behind that name, and then think about, because it means this, then it should be this type of profile or whatever? Or how do you, like, at the very beginning, you're sitting down with them at the factory, how do you go through the process?
Yeah, so I'll start off by saying that I have the utmost respect for people who create cigars. They're like, it's time, I want to dedicate this cigar to my daughter or my mother, and I want the blend to be like this. That is not how we approach that.
Okay.
So
okay.
We 100% we wanted 3 different, but really like just blends that can stand on their own. Right. We wanted 3 different cigars. So we blended our cigars based off of what we liked best, and then we named them accordingly.
Okay.
So there's no deep meaning when it comes that for our core line, for Phantom Fury, that one was a little bit different naming convention and meaning behind that naming. But for Veiled Mutiny, Descending Shadows, and Cataclysm, we chose names that we thought were indicative of the cigars. And the experience that we had when we smoked the cigars. So when we went, we spent the better part of a year and a half or so. No, it was actually about a year, back and forth with James and Angela, interviewing with them. I mean, the reality was they interviewed us. It was not a call them up, hey, we want to roll cigars in your factory. We want you guys to roll our cigars for us. And they said, sure. Hey, come on down. It was very much I mean, the reality is, I don't think they don't need us. They don't need to roll for HDA, and they obviously there's a financial benefit for them to roll our cigars, but it wasn't like they absolutely needed it. So they wanted to make sure that they were partnering with somebody that I think was very serious about starting a brand and was also very serious about doing their own thing. I think that they were really worried about people who were trying to capitalize on the Oveja Negra name. So they wanted to make sure that whoever that they were working with was serious and going to be serious about doing their own thing. And it was a lot of back and forth. And then Andre and I finally ended up in Nicaragua in May of 2023, and spent the better part of a week playing with tobacco, learning about different tobacco, learning about some of the characteristics, smoking puritos, smoking individual pieces of the tobacco to really understand what that could add or subtract from a blend. And then learning the business side of it, understanding from a price point what you're looking at for some of these types of tobacco, the availability of the tobacco, and coming up with blends. We ended up walking away from that trip with somewhere in the neighborhood of, I want to say 10 different blends that we still have as options. I would say we narrowed it down to our 10 favorite blends that were all very good in their own way. And then we needed to narrow those down to 3 that would be representative of what we wanted the core line to be representative of. And that's what we introduced. And then we came up with names that we thought were reflective of that smoking experience and that cigar. And rolled that way. So it was, I will say that James and Angela were, I would say, very hands-off in the sense that there was no James standing over us and being like, no, you don't want to do that. You want to do this. And no, that's a bad idea. It was not that at all. It was felt like it was almost more of a test, if anything. It was him just presenting facts about each one of the tobaccos, talking very matter-of-factly about the tobaccos. And then Andre and I would, at the end of the day, go back to one of the main hotels in Esteli, smoke some of the samples that were rolled up throughout the day, take notes, kind of mad scientist this thing while we're drinking a beer. And then we'd email the factory, we'd email James and Angela, and then they would prepare those samples the next day, and we'd smoke through those, and we tweak those throughout the day, and then we do the same thing at night. And then, because of the fact that we don't live in Nicaragua, these blends are still ours. And so Fan of Fury was our blend as well. We're still reaching out to them. And now it's just a little bit of a lengthier process because we have to email them, and then they have to roll up the samples, and then they have to mail them to us, and then we have to let them rest for a little bit, and then we smoke through them. So it's just a little bit of a lengthier process, but it's one that, by design, James and Angela didn't want to have to babysit us. I don't think, they have their own brand to run. And they wanted to make sure that what we were doing was ours and not an extension of Oveja Negra or Blackworks or Black Label cigars.
Yeah. Right on.
I was going to ask, there's probably a lot of people that have mentored you during this journey.
Sure.
Is anybody that own other veteran-owned cigar companies reached out to you and said, hey, man, you guys are doing a great job. I love what you're doing. And have they given you any viable information or suggestions?
I would say that we've received some mentorship from a few other brands. One in particular, and it's not a veteran-owned brand, but it was a brand that reached out to us, and we were able to ask a lot of the questions that are really, really dumb, right? The questions that are really dumb but could end up being very, very expensive. We asked those pretty early on, and so we were able to get some feedback and some assistance from that brand in particular. And then we've received like kind words from others, not necessarily veteran-owned brands. And we have a couple other boutique brands that Andre and I have made great friendships with. The one that comes to mind is Lure Cigars. Are you familiar with Lure?
Yep.
Yeah. So Lou over at Lure Cigars, we started right around the same time. They make really awesome cigars, very different than what we do, right? But we're both boutique. We're both fairly young, and so we kind of help each other out. And we support each other. And we kind of, I would kind of say that we see each other as our brands are almost like brothers in this whole thing. So, but yeah, I would say that we've had a couple companies that have been mentors to us. If anything, I would say a lot of our retail partners have been big mentors to us as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So a lot of our retail partners are very eager to grow with us, which has been fantastic. And we've been excited to grow with them, and we've been very, very appreciative of what they've provided. And that's part of the reason that Phantom Fury was so limited, and we only offered it to current retailers as like a thank you to all of those who supported us early on in the brand.
You touched on it briefly, but I wanted, if you're willing to dig into, because you said Phantom Fury had a little bit more meaning to it. So as far as the concept and the idea. So talk about, the name, what it means, how the blend and the design and the meaning of it all ties together.
Yeah. So this, I'll say that the blend, different than our core line. Our core line, we came up with the blends, and then the names are representative of what we felt the blend said to us. That was not the case with Phantom Fury. Phantom Fury was, before we had the blend, we already knew what we were going to call it, and we did it. So we strategically released this cigar. We wanted to release it right around Veterans Day, or excuse me, right around the 4th of July. And the 4th of July, obviously being a veteran-owned company, the 4th of July is since I was a kid, it's been a very big holiday for both Andre and I both. So we thought it would be cool to have our very first short run come out right around the 4th of July. So we're kind of trying to figure out what we wanted to do, how we wanted our first short run to be different than our core line. We knew we wanted a completely different cigar. From a design perspective, we wanted to keep everything the exact same, just with a different color. So we went with like the OD green, kind of like my hoodie here. We went with the OD green box. Exact same logo. Everything else is the exact same. Box looks the exact same. Everything is the same. But we wanted to, as a tribute to Andre's deploy time. Andre did all of his deploy time in Iraq while he was in the Army. And so the name Phantom Fury actually was the operation name for the Second Battle of Fallujah in Iraq in 2006, I believe. So the Second Battle of Fallujah was called the Operation Phantom Fury. And so that was the reason behind the name, as kind of a nod to his deploy time in Iraq, and as like just acknowledgement of all of those who served around that time, and especially those who served in the Second Battle of Fallujah as well.
Yeah, I like that. Where
that's pretty cool.
There's tie-ins to you and Andre, and it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't always have to be that way, but sometimes special projects just the factors just come together at the right time.
Right. And I think some people are dedicating that maybe to like a family member, and they want a cigar that speaks to them and reminds them of their family member. And we kind of did it slightly different, but the same general idea in a way, specifically for the short run. Definitely not for our core line, but definitely a little bit. We wanted it to just be a little bit different, and and the name to be a little bit different as well.
Nice.
I like it. It's a fucking fabulous cigar.
Yeah, one of the things I got to say about the cigar as we're smoking it right now is I really love the balance of it, because it's got like if you're anybody who's been, and we have encouraged any viewers or listeners, just you don't have to become like a obsessed with it or anything, but just try to learn a few little bits and pieces about tobaccos and where they come from, because I just feel like it kind of makes it interesting as you're smoking cigars. And if you can sit down and read about the blend and where different filler and binder and wrapper tobaccos come from and what they're sort of known for in general, as far as, is it sweet? Is it earthy? Is that kind of thing? It could just make the experience a little interesting. And I like the balance on this cigar, because you definitely get some of that kind of funky earthiness from the Ometepe, and you definitely get the sweetness from the Jalapa and from even Sumatra. Because one of the things I've said about Sumatra for years, and sometimes people give me weird looks, but it is what it is. For some reason, Sumatra, I always get this thing that reminds me of Coca-Cola. I know it's weird, but it's just, that's the Sumatra. I get a thing that reminds me of that. And that combined with the sweetness of the Jalapa, I just really like the balance in this cigar, because it's got, it's got funk, but it's also got some nuance. So I really dig that about the blend a lot.
So when you say Coca-Cola, is it the actual drinking, or it's the aftertaste that I'm getting from the Coca-Cola?
Yeah, it's more just kind of like that. Like you take a swig of Coke, and it just, that sweetness that just kind of lingers behind with that little bit of bite from the carbonation. That's what that Sumatra has always reminded me of that. And
almost like a dark sweet in a way, not like a dark chocolate, but like a darker sweet instead of like citrus sweet.
Yeah, and it just, I've always dug it, and combine that with like I said, with the Jalapa. I think it goes great together, and the fact that there's also a little bit of pepperiness and a little bit of earthiness from Ometepe. I really, really dig the balance of the blend.
The retro is phenomenal.
Yeah, the retro hail is
ridiculous.
Yeah, the Esteli, I think, in there as well really balances out the Jalapa, and it adds a little bit of spice as well. But no, thank you. I'm really glad you guys like it. The Sumatra, it was fun to play with the Sumatra. Admittedly, I know since we released this cigar, a lot of people have said, "Oh, I love Sumatras. I hunt Sumatras." I've never been that person, so it was fun to play with. But I'm not like a Sumatra obsessed person like some people are. And now that I think about it, I'm not like that with any cigar, really. Some people like obsess over a Maduro, and they chase Maduros, and I kind of smoke a little bit of everything.
So a few weeks ago, we had on the show we had called the Beehive or Hive Mind.
Hive Mind, yeah.
And Mike Stephen Cabbage was talking about the tariffs that are coming. If not, are they here yet, or are they coming in the next month?
The scares.
Are you guys worried about that?
Yeah, man. God damn, we're gonna get crushed with these tariffs. Yeah, it's gonna suck.
So how do you plan on balancing that out?
Yeah, so I'll say that we are not raising our prices between now and the end of the year. We're taking this one on the chin. So on this order, it's going to suck, but we're going to take this one on the chin. And we certainly are, I think the last I heard, it's an 18% tariff. We're not raising our prices by 18%. And frankly, I think it's crazy for companies to raise the cost of their cigar by 18%, because that's just not quite how that works. But so our plan is not to raise our prices of our cigars to our retailers, and then our retailers not to the consumers between now and the end of the year. Now, at the end of the year, it might be something that we look at again, but it's not going to be an 18% increase in costs, at least us to retailers. What the retailers do, like we try and obviously work with our retailers to make sure that everything is fair and balanced across the board, and nobody's charging too much or too little. It sucks, man. It sucks that the reality is that the cigar industry, if there's something that we've learned, it's a game of pennies. and 18% tariff means a lot less pennies. And yeah, I mean, the reality is that the cigar industry is no different than any other industry that's getting hit by tariffs. Prices are going to go up.
Yeah.
We're trying to as a company who is founded by two guys who have been nothing but consumers for our entire life. We're trying to do what we can to make sure that we are acting in the best interest of the consumer. And so our like I said, our last order and this one we're taking on the chin, and it means that margins are a lot thinner. We'll see how long this lasts. I really hope it's temporary. In a perfect world, the 18% is going to go away again, because it went away for a little bit and then came back. And so hopefully it goes away again for a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
So us as consumers, that's mainly what we are. We just happen to do a podcast. We appreciate that.
Yeah. It's meaningful to consumers like us, and but we also understand that whether it's 6 months from now, a year from now, whatever it is, especially as a small, newer company, we know that your margins are absolutely fucking razor thin. We know, we get it. We understand. So, just keep, do what you got to do. But, it does mean a lot to consumers when we find out that companies like yourselves are, taking a hit,
for us,
for us as consumers. And so, we hope that, just like you, we hope that this whole tariff thing gets straightened out in a more favorable way that is actually beneficial to small businesses instead of detrimental to small businesses. But just keep fighting the good fight. Yeah,
doing what we can. I mean, I've told a few people, like Andre and I haven't even taken a dime out of this company. Everything that this company has brought in has gone right back into the company. And so we're doing this because we absolutely love it. We're not doing this because, we're fortunate in that the paycheck that I use to put a roof over my family's head does not come from HDA.
Right.
And neither does Andre. So we're doing this because we absolutely love it. We're doing this because it's a fun thing. And our goal is to make it a career in the future. But everything's going right back into the company. Now I understand, not everybody's in that same position, and that 18% is the difference between somebody being able to pay their bills and not. We're not in that position. And so we're going to do everything we can to take this one on the chin for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. So,
but
unless you had
no, I was looking for you for the next question.
So I want to shift before we go into our next segments for this last question. And it's,
second to last question.
So, and I ask this of a lot of friends that are in different walks of life, different types of careers and things like that, because I like movies a lot. And I especially like movies that are about a particular, line of work or a particular lifestyle or whatever it may be. So if it's a movie about chefs in the kitchen, I like to ask, like our friend Chef Ed Porter, what's the most realistic movies about chefs, and my next door neighbor Andrew is a cop. So what's the most realistic movies about being a police officer? So in your experience, and I'd love to get Andre's take on this too, but in your experience, when it comes to military, movies, what are the few that have gotten it right in your experience?
That's such an awesome question. I could say that I've never been asked that question on one of these podcasts before. So that's a solid question. I would say the one that really stands out to me as like a movie that I would say really nailed it. And this is coming from that's how things are, to also having some like knowledge of the plot of this movie when it was happening in real life, is Zero Dark 30. I think Zero Dark 30 absolutely crushed it. And I think the best part about that movie is that Obviously, like there's some pieces of it that are done for theatrics, but the vast majority of that movie is very, very accurate. And it kind of reminds me of, did you ever see another good answer, by the way, did you ever see the movie Jarhead?
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. So Jarhead, I remember watching that as a kid and being like, oh, this movie sucks. It's super boring. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Like exactly. Yeah, it is boring. And then you join the military, you watch it again. You're like, damn, I wasn't in the first Gulf War, but I was like, yeah, I bet that is extremely accurate. But yeah, Zero Dark 30 was one that they nailed it on the head. They absolutely crushed that movie. They had a lot of people within the agency that were the agency, as well as some of the other military support elements were like acting as advisors for those that actually directed the movie too. So that was a pretty accurate one. And then you have movies like
There was one
Good Kill.
I haven't seen that one.
So bad. Do not watch it.
Oh, is it?
It's so wildly inaccurate.
Black Hawk Down.
So Black Hawk Down, I can't really speak to that one, but I would say that I think that seems like it's pretty true to the events.
Yeah.
But like extremely dramatized, right?
Yeah,
Still a great freaking movie. I absolutely love that movie. By the way, there's a documentary that came out on Netflix.
Seen it
about the Black.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so freaking good, dude.
Yep.
It's so freaking good. Yeah, man. I love. My wife thinks I'm insane. She's like, dude, my wife is in the military as well. So we actually met in the military. And she's like, dude, how do you watch this shit all the time? I can't help it, man. I love watching that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great question. What are some of your guys' favorite military movies?
There was a movie that just came out not too long ago. It's on Netflix, I think. It was about a Delta team that went in to survey somebody, watch a subject, and they wound up getting trapped in a house. And then I wasn't military, so the trucks come to pull them up to get them out. They get bombed or hit with an RPG. Then they got to take off, and the guys are still in there. I forgot the fucking name of it.
Is this this isn't a real like a?
It is based on a real.
Oh, it is
event. Yeah, and the two guys that are on my rig were like, "Yeah, that's pretty much it. You're fucked. You need help. They can't give it to you." And they kept doing what would they call it? The jets would just fly over and make dust and make everybody scatter,
like show
so they can catch your breath. Show of force. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So they would do that. They'd catch your breath, and then the fighting would start again. But they couldn't bomb anything. God, I forgot the name of it. Shit.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It was really good, and the guys were like, "That's right on. That's right on. That's how it is when we get fucked, and we don't have the correct support. They just leave us out there."
I really like. I mean, like you mentioned already, I really, really like Zero Dark 30 a lot. Black Hawk Down is one of my favorites. I like 13 Hours, even though I know that a lot of that is dramatized. That it's, you listen to the interviews from the guys who survived it, and they're like, yeah, it's not super accurate, but some of it's accurate. There's one called, I don't think it was a theatrical release. I think it just went to Amazon. It's called The Covenant. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It's different. It's kind of from the perspective of a translator or an interpreter.
Yeah. Yes, so I did not see that one. But yeah, I remember seeing the trailer for it. Yeah, it's him trying to protect his terp, right?
Yeah,
and, get his terp out. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like that one a lot. And one I know that I went to see this movie in the theater with a bunch of buddies years ago. I mean, this movie came out maybe 20-ish years ago. Bruce Willis was in it. It was called Tears of the Sun. It was so bad. And none of us were even military guys, but we're watching this movie like, this is bullshit. There's no way.
Watch that again, then.
Oh, it was just terrible. Oh,
We Were Soldiers. That was a pretty.
Yeah.
I remember.
We
that
Were
one. I haven't
Soldiers.
seen that one in a long
yeah.
time ago.
Thank you
Saving
for
Private
reminding me of
Ryan.
that one.
What'd you
Saving
say?
Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan was
Classic,
outstanding.
classic,
Yeah, We Were Soldiers. I think, and because I've also seen documentaries with the real people that those events really happened to, and they
Mhm.
said it's incredibly accurate.
Yeah.
And I like accuracy in movies a lot. I especially respect after I see it. If I like the movie, then I try to go research as much as I can about the real events. And if it's close to as close as possible to the real events, then I like the movie even more.
Yeah.
And
Did
just
you ever
the
see
way,
the show Homeland?
I never watched Homeland.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Is that pretty good?
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very, very good. It's really good through it. I think it goes like 8 seasons.
Okay.
And season 1 and part of season 2 are very different than the rest. But it's one of those shows that like changes in a good way. And I would check out Homeland. Homeland's a pretty solid one.
Yeah, it's like,
Especially if you like Zero Dark 30.
oh, I love that one. And like my neighbor Andrew, who's he's a police officer for a community, one of the cities in the kind of Minneapolis, St. Paul metro area, has been for a long time. And he just, what was it, 2 years ago, he got bumped up. So he's now a detective with the division that handles gun and drug crimes.
Okay.
And he says that the vast majority of whether it's movies or TV it's just it's nonsense. He said,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, he's like, I do paperwork. He said, I'm typing at my computer 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Just typing up from all my handwritten notes, typing them into certain things to make sure that, you know, whether it's the district attorney or whoever has the most clear and accurate reporting possible for if they need to make a case, they can make a case. He said and then maybe, you know, he said even when he was working in the field, you know, that things didn't get all that exciting all that often. But when he said it's a really boring job until it's not.
Oh man, so my dad retires. He's going to be retiring from the Des Moines Police Department here this year. And so as a kid, I grew up, my dad was a cop all the way, like my entire childhood. Mm-hmm. And so I used to go to work with him pretty frequently. And it was like, I would constantly beg him to go to work with him. I was always just like that. It was this, like exactly what you said. It was super boring a majority of the time, and then something would pop off. Yeah. And it was like thrilling. And as a kid, I was absolutely obsessed. So I was pretty certain I was going to be a cop. And then I joined the military and then ended up going in a different direction in life. But that was one of the things that he always says is like, it's most of those movies are just wildly dramatized. He's like, I wish my life was that exciting on a daily basis. But it's a lot of just listening to the radio and just waiting for something to go. Yeah. A lot of talking about a lot of like really boring domestic disputes where people just are yelling at each other and you have to be like a social worker almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The movie was called Warfare.
Warfare?
Yep.
What do you know? When
check it out.
Came out last year, I think.
Last year, okay. Yeah, I'll look for that one, definitely.
Warfare.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Nice. I'll let you know exactly when it came out.
All right, you had another question.
I did, but now I got stuck on this one.
Now you got stuck on the Warfare movie.
Doesn't say what year it came out, but it was fucking phenomenal.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, so where can we go to get your swag to support you?
Oh, yeah.
Because I see that shit on you. I'm like, that would look great in the deer stand with me.
Yeah, man. It would look very good in the deer stand.
Yeah.
So we, HDA Cigars.com. If you go onto our website, it has all of our swag. It also has all of our store locator, so it shows you where each one, like all the retailers near you that carry HDA, as well as our retailers that have an online presence that carry HDA. And then it has like a little bit of information about each one of the cigars. But yeah, we have some like hoodies, shirts.
I'm not seeing the green one on there, bro.
It might be there. I
It might be
just
there.
clicked
Look
on it,
black.
bro.
Oh, speed up. Oh, there it
Did
is.
you?
It's right there.
He has little
All right.
patience.
I don't
Yeah,
have
he has.
patience.
He's
I'm
not
not
very
good at
patient. It's right there.
That's why I drive a fire truck.
I was like,
Vroom.
I was like, oh man, I was like, really? It's not on there? Yeah, if you go into hoodie, it's one of the two options for hoodies. So it's green and black. And then
Yeah, he's a whiz.
See, it's right there.
there you go. There you go. Yeah, man.
Love it.
And we post
Yeah.
our website too. Your website on there too.
Appreciate it. Yeah, man. Yeah, so we do some fun merch stuff. We have like shirts and hoodies. We have ashtrays, cutters, lighters, stickers, all that good stuff. We're going to be doing hats probably here soon. Everybody's asking about hats. Everybody wants hats. So
Can I make a
Probably
suggestion?
yeah.
Richardson
Hit me.
112.
What's that?
Richardson 112. That's the hat to
The
get.
type of hat?
Oh, it's fucking phenomenal.
I'm
I know
really
he-
glad you said that because I only wear fitted hats.
Fitted, no.
So I'm like, I don't know what I wear. I'm literally
Yeah.
gonna write that down.
If-
Richardson
if
112.
Richardsons are good.
112.
If it's going to be a snapback, the Richardson 112 trucker cap is they're good price point, high quality, and fit most people unless you have because I have a huge head, and Richardson still fit me on the last two tabs of the
Okay.
snapback.
And now they're making a regular fit, and they're making a little smaller profile too. So they're
Okay.
phenomenal hats.
Richardson 112. Perfect. Yeah, because like you said, I have a gigantic head. So my hat I float between a 7 and 7/8 and 8. So I have a massive dome.
That's
And
pretty
yeah,
good.
so the snap, if I'm able to fit into it, it's on the very last one, and it looks ridiculous. So I just have always worn, and because my head's a little bit taller too, I need the low pros are like up here on me, and it looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and there's no way in hell I'll do fitted hats for HDA and have like 10 different sizes sitting on.
Oh, screw that. Never.
It would be a disaster. So Richardson 112. I wrote it down. I'm good to know.
Yeah.
I appreciate the inside information.
Fitted hats I wear an 8, and Richardson's actually fit me. So
All right.
On
So
the
we have
lap-
the same dome size then. There you go.
yeah.
Huge.
Huge.
Yeah, dude.
Huge.
All right.
My nickname as a kid was Watermelon Head.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was from my
Well done.
parents, but yeah, I came back.
Is
Is it time?
it time?
Do you guys think I think it's time.
I think it's time.
All right, guys, it is now time for this week's Numero de los Muertos. All right, here we go. The number this week for Numero de los Muertos is 400.
400.
400 people died from this.
All time or this year?
It's a one-time event.
One time.
Oh, it's a one-time event.
Yep.
Getting a lot of these one-time events.
Yeah, this is the trend we're on right now because we're running out of things for.
Was this a military war?
This was not a military action. No.
Okay. Just had to ask for our guest. It's on.
Oh yeah.
We like to play those games sometimes.
Was it rather weather related?
It was weather related.
Ooh. Tornado?
It was a tornado.
Ooh.
It was a series of tornadoes,
Ooh.
but we need more specificity.
Specific.
Yeah, you say that twice.
What was this in Texas?
No.
Oklahoma?
Nope.
Kansas?
Nope.
Tornadoes? Iowa?
Nope.
Minnesota?
Minnesota?
Nope.
No.
Fuck, too bad it was in California and wiped that whole state out.
Wow.
Like Asia.
It was.
Was it in the U.S.?
It was not in the U.S.
Oh, there
Okay.
you go.
Where are there tornadoes not in the U.S.?
Fuck, you got me.
It was not in.
Was it like tornadoes that came from a hurricane?
It was It was
or like from another weather event.
It was an outbreak of tornadoes, but it wasn't. It wasn't caused by other weather events.
I'm not crazy, right? Like hurricanes will cause tornadoes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once they hit land.
You ever seen Fire Tornado? It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
Heard of it, yeah.
Was it South America? Kelly wants to know.
Not South America.
Okay. Africa.
Not Africa.
Asia?
Not Asia.
This says Antarctica or some shit written all over it.
No.
How would 400 people die in Antarctica? Yeah.
Europe.
The whole continent's wiped out.
Not Europe.
Not Europe.
So it's in North America? Was it
It was
in
in Russia.
Raul got it. It's in Russia.
Oh, country, not continent.
So
It's kind of size for continents.
Yeah.
do you know when?
Fuck no.
1972.
Not a terrible guess. It's not right, but it's not terrible.
Or we
Considering how long the Earth has been around and how long Russia's existed, that's
are we close?
it was 84.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
I was 2 years old.
1984.
Okay.
90. You were 2 or you?
I was 2. in
Fuck you.
84. Yeah.
Fuck you. You
Yeah.
were 2 years old.
What about you, Zach?
I wasn't even born yet, bro.
Oh, okay.
In Russia in
We'll
84.
let you old pups figure this one out.
All right,
over there.
so the 1984 Soviet Union tornado outbreak, also known as, well, it's the exact same thing. Why do they do that? Was a devastating and extremely deadly tornado outbreak that struck Ivanovo and Yaroslavl regions of Moscow on June 9th, 1984. At least 2 of the 11, there were 11 tornadoes on that one day in that area.
Damn.
2 of those 11 tornadoes were equal to at least an F4 or higher intensity.
Wow.
Nice job, Kelly.
There you go, Kelly. It was one of 3 disastrous tornado outbreaks, which I'm not going to talk
That sounds
about.
like some super military shit that we tried.
Right.
Oh, you think what?
Cloud seeding, dude.
We did that.
Yeah,
right?
the machines that
Yeah.
make the weather or whatever it is. Yeah.
Well, the Earth is flat, so you can do whatever you want.
Have you guys ever heard of derechos?
No.
Tell us.
Yeah, dude. This happened in Northern Virginia back in 2011, 2011, I believe, maybe 2012. And it's like this like crazy windstorm that like it's not even a windstorm. That implies that there's like this long event where it builds. It's like it goes from like 0 to 60 and it's like 120 mile an hour winds, but it's like one big blast of wind. And it like crushed Northern Virginia and like the entire area lost power. People were killed, like trees immediately turned over. Like it was just like this massive windstorm that I had never even heard of before.
Oof.
It happened and knocked out, like in the summer, knocked out everybody's power. And it was just like this whole ordeal. But yeah, it was called the derecho. You'd mentioned like fire tornadoes or fire hurricanes or whatever. But yeah, derecho. Look at it. It's wild. Never heard of it before.
I will definitely check that out. So that was this week's
Numero de los Muertos.
All right, it is time to reveal this week's Spirit of Mystery, brought to us by Postania Cigars. And as we can see, the glass is empty. And this was, again, so from this sampler, so far we've had, let me look back at the bottles. We've had Bullet, we had Buffalo Trace, we had Michter's, and then we have whatever tonight's is. And each one of these have been sort of like, okay, it's a good bourbon. It's not like blowing my mind, but it's good. It's a bourbon that's good enough to drink neat, but
Should be mixed.
in most cases you would say there's just not enough oomph or nuance to say, yeah, I'm going to drink this neat. This is more of a cocktail kind of a bourbon, but still a good bourbon.
So you should call this the cocktail set.
The cocktail set. I like that.
There you go.
But this one, I mean, and I'm kind of basing this guess off of the track record of the brands that have been in this sampler so far. You know, really some of the most well-known brands that even people who aren't bourbon connoisseurs would say, oh yeah, I know that's bourbon or whatever. So based on that, and based on kind of the classic bourbon flavors, I know I've already guessed this on some of these other bottles that have been in this sampler, but I mean, the only two left that I can think of are Basil Hayden's and Knob Creek, that are like those just ultra well-known bourbons out there in the world.
Well, unfortunately, I've never heard of this bourbon.
So
you're way off.
So it's not.
I'm probably way off.
Yeah.
You tried though.
You haven't heard of this one?
No. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What is it?
I've heard of it before. It's here. Let's hold it up to the camera.
Few Spirits.
You would
never.
I've heard of it before. Okay, so I was right. It's a little higher than your standard 80 proof. You know, it's 46.5% by volume. And yeah, it's a good bourbon. I've heard of Few before. I've heard of it, but not as well known as those other names on the list.
So you know, throw you off again is what he did.
What's that?
He gave you that one last to throw you off.
Yeah.
There's one more.
There's one more. Okay.
One more, sorry.
So, you know, it's fun though, getting these samplers. And we recommend that anybody out there who's getting into bourbon or scotch or whatever it may be, what this is called Drinks by the Dram. And yeah, I go out there, and I know there's even a lot of liquor stores that have, you know, you can buy sampler boxes like that, and just, try stuff out, figure out what you like, what you don't like. It's a good experiment.
Yeah. Only one way.
Yeah, that's right. All right. That was this week's Spirit of Mystery. Now let's jump into the lightning round, brought to us by J.C. Newman Cigar Company, America's oldest family-owned premium cigar maker, creators of the popular Brick House, Perla Del Mar, Diamond Crown, and The American. J.C. Newman Cigar Company operates out of their 114-year-old El Reloj cigar factory in historic Cigar City, Tampa, Florida. For more information on their cigars or visitor experience, please visit jcnewman.com. All right, so Zach, you've been on the show before. You've had some of our lightning round questions, but there's always new lightning round questions to ask. So I want to start with this. So Zach, if you were suddenly, just overnight, you became a billionaire through whatever means, somebody, you know, said
$1 billion.
You had $1 billion. What, after you obviously did all the necessaries, like, you know, tax attorneys and, you know, all
Take the kids to Disney World,
all that stuff. But once that was all said and done, and you got everything lined up where you were solid, what would be the first unnecessary, frivolous thing you would spend money on?
Oh my gosh, I'd spend. Well, you have $1 billion. I'd have like $100 million of frivolous, unnecessary shit. Hey, you got 900 of them left, man. Dude, yeah. Dude, do I start with the houses or the? Man, I have like a couple vehicles I'd really want to get.
Yep. Like what's the top tier? Like when you think dream car, dream vehicle.
I would love to. It's funny because I used to have this vehicle, and if I could go back and do it again, I'd get another one of these vehicles. A TRX.
Nice.
It was the best vehicle I ever owned. And but when you have a cigar company, you drive a lot. It doesn't make very much sense to have a TRX that gets 11 miles to the gallon. So I'd probably get like a really like decked out like TRX, or I've always wanted a Stingray Corvette, which still fairly modest. Probably get my wife like a really nice like Range Rover or something like that too.
There you go.
Nice.
But yeah, the TRX is sick.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be the first thing I'd buy though. First thing I'd buy, I don't know. I'd probably like a really dope house. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted to get like a down in Wrigleyville, like right outside of Wrigley, get like a really nice like apartment. Like
there,
like a flat right there.
Yeah, you can watch the games right from your balcony.
Bingo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's places in Minneapolis you can do that above Target Field.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they have is that one of the they have like a hotel that overlooks Target Field, or am I crazy? Is that not?
Yeah,
Target
there
Field?
is one, but there's also a number of high-rise apartments right next to it that people rent it out on Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
So you rent out the right day and you can watch the game right from the balcony. You could sit on the balcony, have a cigar, and watch a Twins game. And probably you could do the same thing in Wrigley if you Airbnb the right apartment or whatever during a Cubs game. Boom.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're a billionaire. You could like buy part of the Cubs at that point, right?
That's true. Yeah.
You could buy part of like your favorite team.
Yeah.
And say, hey,
make
cigar
money.
cigar smoke is now allowed in the clubhouse.
Boom.
There you go.
There you go.
I like it. And the stands.
So Zach, if you and the boys go out and you wind up having a few cocktails and you wind up going to a karaoke bar, what would your song be when you get on stage?
My wife and daughter, and my wife's daughter and my wife's sister and her husband love karaoke. I fucking hate karaoke. I fucking hate karaoke. I hate it. It's never a fun experience for me. If you put a gun to my head and forced me to sing karaoke, the song that comes to mind would probably be Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Oh, there you go. Go big or go home.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it, right? But I hate karaoke so much, dude. I don't know, man. It's just not fun for me. I wish it was, because everybody seems to get such joy out of it. Not me.
That's one of the jobs I used to do when I was in college. I worked for a guy who
your nickname
owned
in college? Or
yeah, my nickname in college.
Yeah.
I worked for a guy who had this rig, and he'd rent out to bars where you go on like a Friday or Saturday night and do karaoke at this place. And I'd show up with all the equipment and set it up and be like the host and say, all right, next up we got Janet, and she's gonna sing "Hit Me with Your Best Shot" or whatever.
You got the voice.
So sometimes there's lulls in that when you have to get up and
when I
sing.
have because some people don't sign up, and I got to get up
your
and
favorite
sing.
song to sing?
Oh, dude, I did everything from like James Taylor to the Isley Brothers to there was this you remember there was a one-hit wonder band from the 80s called Billy Vera and the Beaters. They did a song called At This Moment that I used to sing a lot. Lady by Kenny Rogers. I mean, I'd mixed it up like crazy. It's yeah. And then you throw in like dirty lyrics. You change the lyrics of a song and make it gross or whatever, just to make people laugh. But yeah, that was college job. Not my favorite college job.
Huh.
I wish I had the confidence in myself to just be able to let loose and sing karaoke in front of a bunch of strangers. But like, man, the self-confidence that takes is admirable. And I really wish I could do it, but I can't. And I get secondhand embarrassment really bad. And it's just always just like,
that's funny. I've never heard that term before, but I actually get that too. Like secondhand embarrassment.
The hell is that?
Well, it's like you get embarrassed on somebody's behalf. Yeah. Like the show, the TV show called Impractical Jokers.
Yeah,
I can't watch it. I can't, because I have like that secondhand or sympathy embarrassment where I get so embarrassed for these people on that show. I can't watch it. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's like when somebody does something like super embarrassing and they're either committed to the bit or maybe they don't recognize how embarrassing it is.
Yeah.
And you just like kind of cringe for those people. You're like, damn, man, this is tough to watch.
So what Matt is telling me right now is half the time he hangs out with me, he gets secondhand embarrassment from the shit I say.
No, I'm not.
Oh man.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I have no idea what you mean.
There's no filter here. All right, we got one more.
So I think he's had the zombie question. You got something else? You want me to pull something else out?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go with, all right. If you could have an unlimited supply of one thing for the rest of your life, and you can't say money, cigars, or time, But one other thing, if you could have an unlimited supply where you always had as much as you needed and never had to pay for it again, what would it be?
Yeah. That's where my head went. Yeah.
I seen that smirk on your face. I knew what you were talking about.
I mean, it's hard to say no to, you know.
I'm talking more goods than I am talking services.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Thanks for the clear. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I wasn't thinking about that. Let's see here, dude. An unlimited supply. And I assume that you don't have to pay for this unlimited supply, right?
Yep. It's all yours.
Yeah, think about it from like a practicality standpoint. Like if you could have an unlimited supply of food and you never have to pay for food again, that would save you a ton of money. And you'd be able to like get whatever you wanted whenever you wanted.
I've eaten a lot of steak.
What about an unlimited? You said goods, so not like an unlimited supply of like ability and something.
Right. Yeah. It's like
it's kind of a cheat code. That's where my head went to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably say no. You know, I do really, really enjoy cars. I do really enjoy. I really enjoy and wish I could just ditch the practicality of a vehicle and just have a vehicle for like the sake of it being fun and just
absolutely.
And if I had the ability to have an unlimited supply, I could have as many cars as I wanted. I would probably say cars.
Nice.
I think that'd be dope.
I like that.
What's your guys' answer to that one?
I always say gasoline. I mean, if I never had to pay for gasoline again, I would go to a lot more places. I love road trips. And I'd go to a lot more. My wife and I would go to a lot more places. I'd go with these guys to more cigar shops, you know. But gasoline is freaking expensive.
Regenerative farm with organic whole foods. That's what I'd
go with.
Yeah.
I'm simple. I want unlimited sports tickets, whether it's a football game, a baseball game, a hockey game. Too. Whatever I want, I could just go
to whatever game you wanted. That's a good one. Just show up for a World Series, or Super Bowl.
My next one would be airline miles.
Yeah, airline miles.
I think that goes with traveling.
Yeah, just traveling. Yeah, but
so one of my buddies just retired from the police department, and he works part-time for United, and him and his wife get to travel unlimited wherever they want in the entire world. Like he's like, yeah, man. He's a big Nats. No, this was for hockey. He's a big Caps fan. And so they flew to San Francisco or something, watched a hockey game, and then flew back the next morning just because it was free. And I mean,
that would be cool.
So that he's like, as a retired guy that only works I think he works 40 hours a month combined. Yeah. And he just gets to fly wherever he wants. It's pretty sweet. Pretty
nice. Sweet. All right, let's jump into this week's notable smokables. So, Zach, you probably remember this from last time. Each week, we name a cigar that we smoked recently that was notable to us. Now, this could be a cigar that's been on the market for decades that we tried for the first time in a very long time, or a cigar that's newer to the market that we tried for the first time ever. So, you know, obviously you're smoking a lot of your own stuff, but if you've jumped outside of your own company portfolio lately, what's something you smoked recently that stood out?
I think I mentioned them earlier, but Lure Cigars just released a cigar called the Skinny Jean. So he had a cigar called the Jean, and then he came out with a different Vitola, shrunk it a little bit, called it the Skinny Jean. And I smoked that last weekend for the first time, and it was a very, very good cigar. So I would say I that one was one that stood out to me. The Skinny Jean by Lure Cigars.
Nice.
Me?
Yes, sir.
I haven't been smoking many cigars. I had COVID for like the third or fourth time last week, so it was fun. But I did have I tried to smoke one. It was a Room 101 Murder Hornet because I knew that was good, but it still tasted off. But I tried.
Yeah,
that was it.
Those illnesses, man, they just
the taste of cigars. They just taste like burnt cardboard to me.
I know.
I'm like, so yeah,
that's all right. You'll get it back. You'll get it back.
Yeah. Always get it back.
I would have used your new cigar, but I used it 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
You did. Use it again. But I smoked the Adventura King's Gold and Queen's Pearl barber pole.
Oh, nice.
I can't remember the name, what they name it, but it was phenomenal. It was a gift from Matt.
Yeah,
friend
sweet.
Matt,
Very
the
sweet.
other Packer fan. It was delicious.
Nice. Mine was one that I've liked for a long time. The Tatuaje HCS. They make it just for Holtz Cigar Company. And simple, kind of a, it's a box press cigar, nothing, great price point. Tatuaje, it tastes like Tatuaje. It tastes like the My Father Cigar Factory. Really nice cigar. But yeah, I hope they restock that, because they just have the torpedoes in stock right now. They don't have the Robustos that I really like, but which is the one that I smoked last week while I was up fishing. Right. Well, actually,
That's Sunset.
Right by the Canadian border. Actually, I may have crossed the boat over the Canadian border a couple times in the water, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I mean, it's hard to say, because some of those narrows, that it's called Crane Lake. It's part of the Voyageurs National Park, and some of those narrows you drive the boat through, I mean, you're ripping the boat through there at full speed, even though there's cliffs on both sides of you. And they have that imaginary line down the center of the water. It's like Canada's on this side, US is on this side. It's like, I'm not gonna hug the side of the cliff with my boat just to stay on the US side. I'm driving right down the middle so that I don't wreck the boat.
Breaking the law.
Yeah. So
how far away are you guys from the border in Canada?
It's like a 4.5 hour drive, depending on which, because if you go to the Voyageurs National Park area, it's like 4.5 hours. But if you go all the way up to International Falls, that's probably closer to 6 hours, because it's way further north.
Okay.
So it just depends.
Yeah,
So-
we were. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, brother. No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, growing up in Iowa, we were like 2.5 hours from the Minnesota border, so we were just a little bit further south. What Minneapolis is only like an hour or two north of the southern border, right?
Like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
From, 2.5 hours.
I remember
think
it not being
Minneapolis
like
is.
a crazy drive when I was a kid, but
No, it's not bad.
So if you want to try this cigar that we just smoked, I just totally forgot the name of it, the Phantom Fury, where can they find it? And I know one person that still has stock, and that's our brother Brett J.
at Tobaccology.
At Tobaccology. So if you're looking for it, that's the only place that I know of. Do you know any other place, Zach?
no, for a fact. I know online Toro Cigar Company has 2 boxes left. I also know that if you're in the Northern Virginia area, Hogs Head and down in Fredericksburg, they have. I was in there like 2 weeks ago, and they had a couple boxes left. I don't know if that's changed. Beyond that, I don't know for a fact if there's any of the other retailers, if they have any left or not.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great blend, and we understand you can only make so much, but we really enjoy the blend, and hopefully some of our viewers and listeners are still able to get their hands on some. Yeah. And
before I do.
Yeah, before we
buy them
better
all. Call Brett like now.
So let's
talk about this.
What's that? Oh, thank you, brother. I forgot
That's
to
why
bring
he's the
that up.
greatest producer on the planet.
Exactly. I forgot to bring that up earlier in the show. September 18th, Thursday, September 18th at CHS Field in St. Paul, Minnesota, the home of the St. Paul Saints. Cigars and Baseball 2025. How about that cigar? Will once again be broadcasting live throughout the entire event at CHS Field. Fantastic cigar companies galore. Local breweries, local restaurants, local distilleries. You're going to eat well, you're going to drink well, and you're going to smoke well, and you're going to be able to visit and hang out with some of the best members of the cigar community in the world. and tickets are still available.
And it's for kids.
And it's for the kids.
And Zach, if HDA Cigars wants to get involved, let us know. We'll be there.
I need some information on that. That's like combining two of my favorite things.
Right. You can smoke cigars while you're watching baseball.
You're watching baseball on the
field. Can you actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually have some local minor leaguers playing live on the field while the event's going on.
The whole time.
It's pretty cool.
Dude, that sounds dope.
Yeah. So
please some information on that. That would be
get information, and if you can't get into it, you should probably come up anyway and check it out.
Yeah. Seriously.
I mean, we know some guys who can, when that event happens on September 18th, we can just say you're part of the HBTC crew.
Oh yeah, we had John Strange with us last year.
I'm just saying.
Dude, I can put on a shirt.
I got one. I got two XL.
We got you.
One you want.
There you go, dude. Hey, and before we jump off, I have a question for you guys.
Oh yeah.
So NFL predictions before the season kicks off. All right, so Vikings fan. I'm a Broncos fan.
He's a Green Bay fan.
I'm a Green Bay Packer fan.
Green Bay Packers fan.
Justin doesn't know what football is.
I mean, soccer?
Okay.
And I am torn between my Jets and the Vikings.
Okay. So, I mean, you don't have to give your prediction for the Jets. We already know. But for the Vikings, no, I'm just kidding. For the Vikings, what do you guys think? So Packers, Vikings, Jets, and then I'll give my Broncos prediction.
I think the NFC North is going to look exactly the same as it did last year.
Yep.
I think it's going to be Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears. The same as it was. That was that way last year, wasn't it?
I think the Vikings were ahead of the Packers.
Not in Matt's head.
Well, not in the playoffs. Vikings didn't win.
The Vikings they played Detroit the last game of the year for the title of the NFC North.
Yeah.
The Vikings did not win the NFC North last year.
No. The Detroit last
so they
game
got second.
for that.
They got second. But what I'm saying is the Vikings lost their one and only playoff game.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Packers.
And the Vikings did too, right?
The Vikings did.
The Vikings lost.
The Vikings got knocked out in the first round as well.
And the Packers did not.
Sure.
No, the Packers lost their first round.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's trying to give him some credit.
Sorry, yes, you're right. It was Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay.
It was worth a shot.
Chicago.
I am a homer, and I think the Vikings going to take the Central.
It's the North.
The North, excuse me.
You're old. It's okay. I know. I still call it the Central sometimes.
I think they're going to take the Central. I think our defense is going to be better than it was last year, and our offense weapons are phenomenal. As long as our quarterback, I hate to say this, as long as he just manages the game, they're going to be fucking phenomenal.
I think he's going to do more than manage. I think JJ McCarthy's going to. I think JJ McCarthy, as a Broncos fan, I think we saw it last year with Bo Nix. I think JJ McCarthy is going to be very, very similar in that once he gets his feet under him, I think he's going to be a pretty damn good quarterback.
I actually, and this is not just because I'm a Green Bay fan and I don't want, no, honestly, just as a fan of the game and as an observer of the game, he was really good in college. He comes into the NFL. He gets a catastrophic injury right off the bat. He has to take all that time off. And now he's got to come back at the beginning of this. I think he's going to struggle deeply. I really, really do. And I'm not saying I want him to. I like the kid. I want him to succeed. But I think he's going to struggle deeply.
Or you can look at it this way and say he got hurt and he watched it rather than getting shoved into the team last year. He watched it and he learned the game and he learned the speed of the game.
But if he doesn't get protected,
we got a new line. We're good.
We'll see how it goes.
So how do you think your Green Bay is going to do?
I think Green Bay is going to be third in the NFC North and get a wild card spot. I think Green Bay is going to be third in the NFC North. And I think Green Bay is going to go I hope Green Bay gets 11 wins. I think it's probably going to be more like 10. But I think we're going to be third in the NFC North. We got too many. We still need more pieces on defense. And hopefully the younger offensive line players that we picked up are going to do well and develop. But this year is not that year.
I still think the North is going to be the strongest division. They might not
just like last year.
Just like last year, we might not win the Super Bowl out of the North.
Yeah,
but I think we'll have three teams in the playoff, and I hope
in the NFC.
in the NFC.
You're saying in the NFC.
Broncos fucking kick ass.
I
in
think
that
the
division.
Broncos.
I
I
am
think the
tired of
Broncos are a
fucking KC.
sleeper. A lot of people are sleeping on the Broncos. I think the Broncos are going to be insane this year.
So that was going to be what I was going to say. Is I genuinely think that this will be the last year that Kansas City wins. Like, well, the last, they I think they've won it 9 straight seasons. They won, since Denver won the Super Bowl. They've won it every year, the division every year since, and I think it ends this year. I truly think that the Broncos have improved a lot, and I think that Bo Nix, Sean Payton combination is going to be deadly. And I'll go a step further. If the Broncos don't win the division, you guys have me back on the show, and I'll do a giveaway for one of your guys's, for one of those that tune in, and we'll do a giveaway, and we'll give away some free cigars. So one of the people, if they don't.
I also
That's
think
how
the
confident
Chargers.
I am.
I also think the Chargers are going to be really good this year too.
Yeah, the Chargers have a good shot.
I think 3 teams from that division, similar to the AFC North. I think 3 teams from the NFC North, the AFC West. I think 3 teams are going to make the playoffs again. Yeah, I mean the Raiders, by the way, aren't too terrible either. They got Geno Smith and Pete Carroll and Ashton Genty. They're not going to be like
pushovers,
bums either. So
I like everything you've said except Pete Carroll. I can't stand Pete Carroll, but
I don't like him very much.
Their players are phenomenal. They got a great roster.
He's a pretty good coach. He's that players coach we were talking about.
He's had success. I just don't like the guy. It's just a personal thing with me.
Is that your Matt LaFleur or what?
No, Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur walks on water.
That's fair.
I love Matt LaFleur. All right, coming attractions next week, which is August 11th. Steve Saka from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust will be back on the show.
Never heard of him.
Never
heard of him.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how much he knows about the world of premium hand rolled cigars
and watches.
Yeah, and watches. Yeah.
He likes watches, I heard.
And then August 18th, we're still working on a guest for August 18th, but and then August 25th, my son's birthday, so we won't have a show that day. Okay. And then the following Monday is Labor Day, so we won't. That'll be 2 weeks we'll have off.
Man,
but
I don't know what to do with ourselves.
Yeah, you got a kid's birthday followed immediately by Labor Day,
and then followed by episode 300.
Followed by episode 300. I know it's
very
episode
special.
300 is coming up. So
which we don't have a guest, but we know where we're going to be.
But we know what we're going to be doing.
Where are you guys going to be broadcasting from?
It's a secret.
Oh,
we can't say it. Sorry, we can't.
You're gonna have to tune in, bro. You're gonna have to watch.
We'll tell you after we go off the air.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, Zach, if you would please give our viewers and listeners an idea, where is the best place for them to keep up with everything going on with HDA Cigars?
Yeah, man. At HDA Cigars on Instagram, Facebook, HDA Cigars. Check us out, HDAcigars.com. Like we talked about earlier, it's where you can find all of our merch. You can find all of our retail locations, both online and brick and mortar. But if you follow us at HDA Cigars on Instagram, it's going to be the easiest way for any updates, for any events that we have going on. We have an event in Albuquerque, New Mexico this weekend. So you can keep up with all of that on social media.
Nice. Well, thank you again, brother, for visiting us with us on a Monday night on HBTC Live. We appreciate it and look forward to seeing you one of these days soon. And best of luck to you and HDA Cigars going forward.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us on, and I appreciate what you guys do, and it's always fun joining you guys.
Absolutely. All right, viewers and listeners, thanks so much for being the best part of How About That Cigar Live. So grateful for you guys being with us here in the Corona Cigar Studios for episode 297. If you have any questions for us, you can email us on the website, howaboutthatcigar.com. Click on all of those big, beautiful buttons, the like button, the follow button, the subscribe button, so you don't miss anything we have going on. Thanks so much for watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, and
Rumble.
And of course, if you're listening to the audio podcast, thanks for making How About That Cigar a part of your regular audio podcast rotation. You can find us on all of your favorite social media platforms. You'll find us at HBT Cigar. And of course, until we see you guys next time, Burn cigars.
Not bridges.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Any comments, opinions, viewpoints, or statements presented or uttered by guests on the HBTC podcast, HBTC live video streams, and all other media from HBT Media LLC are solely those of the individual and do not necessarily represent the opinions or viewpoints of How About That Cigar or its parent company, HBT Media LLC, any of our advertising partners, or the premium cigar industry. The primary purpose of How About That Cigar is to entertain and to encourage activity and growth within the community of people who enjoy or want to learn about the enjoyment of premium cigars.